guys, it's Hillary from MixxieTips. I'm going to show you the hairstyle that I call the ponytail twist out. It's a real easy hairstyle to do, and I do it often for school for Haley. I'm going to just start by brushing her hair out, and you want to make sure that you just get it pretty straight. The next thing I'm going to do is I take my rat tail comb with the pointy end and the comb end, and I part down the middle of the front of her head. You want to make sure that this is as straight as you can get it, obviously, because it's the main part in the front. I also take this part all the way down the back to use it as a guideline for my side parts. For my side parts, I start at the crown of her head and I move my way down to behind her ear. I'm going to do that on one side first, and that's what I use the middle part for. Use that middle part to make sure that I can have an even and equal side parts by starting at that middle part in the crown of her head. You want to take your time here to make sure that you get those parts straight, because there's really no hiding an uneven part when you're doing this hairstyle. So take your time to really look at the part and get each hair going the right direction. You can use the rat tail comb to comb the hair whichever way you need it to go. I then take a hair clip and I twist the section that I just did, and I twist it up and I get it out of the way. I'm going to just go over and do the next side. So now that I have all the three sections ready, I have my front two sections and my back largest section. I want to take some leave-in conditioner, and at first I start off with about a quarter size amount, rub it between my hands, and I just spread it through her hair. You want to make sure you use a leave-in conditioner because you want to make sure you're giving your child's hair some moisture and obviously some condition to it, because you are likely going to leave their hair in this hairstyle for at least a day or two. And so I go back, I take a little bit more, and I evenly distribute it through her hair. This also makes it so the hair will kind of stay and it will be shiny and slick. I take my paddle brush and I brush the hair up into a pretty tight ponytail. Not anything where it's painful, but you want it to be neat and tidy. So you use the paddle brush and you get that ponytail to be even in the back of her head. You line it up with the middle part. So I just put the ponytail around it, and that's where you want to make sure you pull it a little tight. And I'm going to do that with the front two sections the same exact way. Brush them up into ponytails. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you have your 3 ponytails done. There's the 3 sections, there's the nice neat part. I generally always start with the back section because it's the largest. I just take a clip and I take a little small section of the hair. The back ponytail is going to end up with 7 twists, and the front 2 are going to end up with 3 each. So for the twist, it's real easy. You just take your little section, you put some leave-in conditioner in it, again, some extra condition, and you just take the 2 strands and you twist them. You just keep twisting and twisting and twisting until you get the twists all the way to the bottom. You want to make sure it's a little bit tight, not too tight to where your child's saying, ow, ow, mommy, but you want it to be pretty tight because it will loosen up a little bit. I take a little bit of gel when I'm doing this and I put it on the ends just to make sure that it stays neat and tight. When I get all the way to the bottom, I'm going to put another little, just tiny little dab of gel, and then I grab a one of those little tiny little black rubber bands, and I'm going to put it at the bottom to keep the twist tight because she's going to be wearing this hairstyle overnight and the following day. So I want to make sure that those twists really stay tight. Again, I take it out of the clip, grab another tiny little section, and I'm going to take that section and put the rest of the hair up with a clip to you want to make sure that the hair stays out of the way. Take this section, and this time I'm going to put some hold spray in. I will end up putting hold spray in the whole head, but I put a little bit in when I'm doing the twist too, just to give some extra hold. And I'm going to twist, twist, twist. You're just going to keep repeating this over and over. Just twist, 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 twist. And that's what it looks like with the 7 done in the back, and I move to the front. As I said before, the front 2 are just going to have 3 twists in each. So you're not going to have as many twists as you do in the back. So I brush out the ponytail just to make sure that I don't have any tangles when I'm starting. And I section it out into 3. After I get the 3 sections pretty even, I'm going to start my twist with some spray and then leave-in. It's just a simple but over and over repetitive motion. Take some 2 strands of hair and you twist it all the way, and I'm going to repeat this to make sure there's 3 twists in each of the front 2 ponytails. And I'm ending the last one in the front, making sure that I finish it off with that tiny little black ponytail. My next thing, this is what the final product looks like and what it should look like tomorrow. And in order to keep it looking neat and tidy how it does right now, I'm going to use some edge control. This edge control is an edge control gel, and you want to use it to keep the flyaways down, because Haley has a lot of issues with flyaways if I don't use some sort of gel to keep the flyaways down. So I just spread it on her hair. I just use a tiny little bit. It's pretty sticky, so you don't have to use a lot. And I just spread it on, and then I take a skinny boar brush and I brush it up towards the ponytail. I'm going to do this on both of the ponytails in the front, and I'm also going to do it in the back to make sure that the back stays neat. And because she's going to be wearing this overnight, I'm going to put her hair in bantu knots in order to go to sleep. So I just twist the twists together, and then I wrap it around the ponytail. I'm going to secure it with a bobby pin. You can use more than one bobby pin if you need to make sure that it stays secure, because you don't want it to come out while they're sleeping. This is going to keep the twists tight and the twists neat. That finishes that last one up. Again, you just take a bobby pin, secure it in. I'm gonna use 2 in the back because there's more hair, so it needs to be a little more secure. I finish off with some extra hold spray, again, just to make sure that the hair stays how I want it to. It also adds some extra moisture that curly hair always needs. This is what the twisted hairstyle looks like in the bantu knots for her to go to bed. I'm going to take her hair wrap, and I just put her hair wrap on her head, and I wrap it around. I am going to make sure that I wrap it in a way to where the tie is going to be in the front, because she just sleeps better if the tie is in the front. You want to make sure that it's tight, but not tight to where it's uncomfortable for your child. Then I just tie it in a knot, and that's the first step. And here comes baby Riley wanting to be on camera. I take her sleep bonnet, and I put the sleep bonnet over the head wrap, because that's just an extra layer of protection for her hairstyle at night. And that is what she looks like getting ready to go to bed. And we will show you some pictures of what she looks like the next morning. And here's baby Riley wanting to say, hey guys, thanks for watching our video. Please like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time.